Hello, today we're going to read Volcanoes. Volcanoes. The ground begins to rumble. Loud roars, hissing, and violent blasts are coming from deep inside the earth. Suddenly, ash, hot lava, and rock, and gases shoot up into the air. Then, hot molten lava flows down the volcano's sides. Up here, the top of the volcano is called the summit. The word volcano comes from the name of the ancient Roman god of fire, Vulcan. Earth is made up of 4 layers. The inner core is a hot ball of solid iron and nickel. The outer core is made up of hot liquid iron and nickel. The inner core is 1,500 miles thick, and the outer core is 1,400 miles thick. The third section, called the mantle, surrounds the outer core. It is mostly solid rock. The outer edge of the mantle is softer and moves slowly. The fourth section is called the crust. It is a very thin layer of rock and soil, and it's where we live. Here's the inner core, the outer core, the mantle, which is 1,800 miles thick, and the crust. If the Earth were the size of an apple, its crust would be about as thick as an apple's skin. Crack! Volcanoes erupt when an opening develops in the Earth's crust, and hot molten rock from the mantle, called magma, is forced through the crack. The mantle's temperature is about 6,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Layers of ash, lava, and other materia are called strata. Here's the magma in the crack, and out comes the lava. Volcanologists study volcanoes. They believe most of the Earth's crust is between 6 and 30 miles thick. They can measure the magnitude and strength of a volcanic eruption using special instruments. They can sometimes predict whether or not an eruption will occur. Here are the volcanologists doing some field research, it looks like. Volcanology is the study of volcanoes. This volcanologist is looking at computer data. Here, this one has a thermal imager which measures heat. Here's a seismometer which detects the movement in the earth. And a tilt meter measures the angle of a volcano. This volcanologist has a gas monitor. The Volcanic Explosivity Index, or VEI, is a strength scale ranging from 0 to 8. Here's the tectonic plate lines. Earth's crust is not one solid piece. The thinner parts of the crust are most likely to develop openings that will become volcanoes. The crust is split into 7 major pieces called tectonic plates. Let's see if we can count them. There's the Pacific Plate, 1. North American Plate is 2. South American Plate is 3. Eurasian Plate is 4. African Plate is 5. The Indo-Australian Plate is 6, and the Antarctic Plate is 7. The tectonic plates fit together around Earth like a jigsaw puzzle. Most volcanoes are on or near the edges of the plates. One plate, the Pacific Plate, has more than half of Earth's volcanoes around its edges, which is called the Ring of Fire. The 7 major plates on Earth are always moving very slowly. They move apart, bump together, and overlap one another. An opening or crack in the crust that exposes the mantle can cause a volcanic eruption. Here's the layers of crust with the magma and the mantle. They're spreading apart, letting the magma out. And the throat, also called a conduit, is letting out some steam. And the crater is the top of the volcano. And the flank is the outside slope of a volcano. Looks like this is the beginnings of a volcanic eruption. The types of volcanoes. This is a shield volcano. In this type of volcano, lava flows slowly from vents and spreads outward, sometimes for miles. A series of lava flows build up over time into a low, broad shape that looks like a shield. And you can see the magma and all the lava coming out of vents. And here's the crater and more lava flows and steam and dust. Here is a cinder cone volcano. Cinder cone volcanoes shoot up loose, hot volcanic ash and cinders, not lava, from a volcanic vent. This creates a steep cone shape. So this one looks like it has one central vent with a crater on top. There's also the throat, or the conduit, and there's a bunch of layers from the old eruptions, and it's shooting out dust and gas and steam, and it comes back down and piles up. Here is a lava dome volcano. Lava dome volcanoes send up extremely viscous lava that hardens into a dome shape. They usually only erupt one time. Here's the magma coming up and the lava spewing out. It says dome volcanoes are often small. Here's a composite volcano, or also called a stratovolcano. A composite volcano forms over hundreds of thousands of years and many eruptions. The eruptions build up layers thousands of feet tall. Some layers are old, hardened lava. Other layers can be made up of ash, rock, and other materials. Here again, the magma is coming out the vents and the lava is coming down. There are many layers from the eruptions, and the flank is the outside slope. Here's the eruption of a large volcano. The ground around a composite volcano's base begins to rumble and shake. Underneath the Earth's crust, two tectonic plates push together, causing intense pressure. Magma, gases, ash, and rocks force their way up from deep inside the volcano. The volcano is about to erupt. And boom! Loud noises explode from the volcano's central crater. Very hot magma, now called lava, shoots into the sky and flows down the sides of the volcano in streams. Rocks, ash, steam, gases, and dust also burst into the air from the crater. Such an explosion can destroy life for many miles around. Here's all the magma coming up, and then it goes out the crater and vent, and it turns into lava flows. Underwater volcanoes. There are volcanoes underwater in the oceans too. When oceanic tectonic plates move apart, the process is called seafloor spreading. Magma from the mantle underneath rises and a volcano erupts. Here's the seafloor spreading apart, and magma comes up and lava flows are out on the top. There's about 70% of all volcanoes are actually underwater. When the magma cools, it becomes hard. As the same volcano erupts over and over, layers build up. The underwater volcano becomes taller and taller. When it rises above sea level, it can become an island. The volcano's eruption can destroy anything in its way. It is dangerous for people and animals. Hot gases, ash, lava, and rocks are destructive. Volcanoes can also cause earthquakes. Here's a volcano erupting, shooting out all kinds of molten lava and ash, cinders and dust. And molten lava rocks are also called lava bombs. Falling ash settles and can become deep. When the air is thick with ash, it is hard to see or breathe. Earthquakes, mudslides, wildfires, and avalanches can accompany an eruption. What to do when there is a volcano warning. 1. Listen for emergency information and siren alerts. 2. Follow evacuation orders right away if they are given. 3. Avoid land that slopes down from a volcano. 4. Wear protective clothing and sturdy shoes. 5. Never drive in heavy ash falls. 6. Have a survival kit with you that includes food, bottled water, a flashlight with extra batteries, goggles, and a respirator mask. And 7. Go to a designated shelter if you are told. After the volcanic eruption is over, be careful. Wait until it is safe to go outside. Often, organizations and volunteers come to help people and assist in a cleanup plan. It kind of looks like snow, but I think it's ash covering everything that they're having to scrape up and haul away. Some famous volcanoes include the Kilauea volcano in Hawaii, which is an active volcano. A volcano is considered active if it has erupted within the last 10,000 years. Volcanoes are classified as active, dormant, or extinct. Active volcanoes have regular activity. Some erupt constantly. Here is Mount Fuji in Japan, which is considered a dormant volcano. Dormant volcanoes may not erupt for long periods of time, but volcanologists know they can erupt again. An extinct volcano will never erupt again. Here's an example of an extinct volcano, Devil's Tower in Wyoming. It's about 50 million years old. About 2,000 years ago, the Mount Vesuvius volcano near Pompeii, Italy, suddenly erupted. Ash quickly covered the city. During the 1700s, archaeologists began uncovering the ruins of Pompeii. They were very surprised. Some parts of buildings, roads, and other structures, and also shapes of people, were found when ash was removed. These were all preserved by the volcanic eruption. Pompeii is still being excavated. Pompeii was buried under 13 to 20 feet of ash. Archaeologists study how people lived in Pompeii. Here's Krakatoa. The volcano in Indonesia erupted in 1883. It was one of the largest eruptions in modern times. The volcano is on an island between Sumatra and Java. After the volcano erupted, only 1/3 of the island was left. About 165 villages were destroyed, and at least 36,500 people died. Mount St. Helens is an active volcano which erupted in 1980 in the state of Washington. It created the largest landslide ever recorded. It was the most destructive volcanic eruption in United States history. The world's largest volcano is in Hawaii. Its name is Mauna Loa, which means long mountain. It stretches 74 miles from the southern tip of the island of Hawaii to the northeast coastline near the city of Hilo. All of the Hawaiian islands were formed by volcanoes. Mauna Loa is taller than Mount Everest. It is 33,500 feet from the ocean floor to its summit. On the island of Hawaii, there are a number of volcanoes and many vents. There are also volcanic fissures that extend all the way to the shoreline and have destroyed homes. When the lava hits the ocean, it hardens, making the island bigger. Some people travel to see volcanoes. They should have guides to protect them from any dangers. Park rangers, volcanologists, and other people who have experience around volcanoes must take charge. Volcanoes can be dangerous. It is amazing to see and learn about volcanoes. Remember to respect them. Earth, and volcanoes along with it, is always changing. Here's some volcano facts. Between 10 and 30 volcanoes are erupting somewhere on Earth every day. There are about 1,500 volcanoes on land that are known to have been active. The temperature of hot lava can range from 1,300 degrees to 2,200 degrees. There are about 350 million people living within danger zones where a volcano could become active. A caldera is a collapsed cone. Sometimes a lake might form at the bottom of it. Volcanoes can cause earthquakes that can create huge waves called tsunamis. They can cause terrible damage to people and their homes. When hot lava flows, it glows from hot white to red. When it cools and hardens, it turns black. Over time, pressures on hardened lava rocks will turn them into different kinds of rocks. Well, that was a fun book. Hope y'all enjoyed. Now shout outs go out to William and Charles. I love y'all. Have a good night. Bye bye.